Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. This is a salsa dancing channel where we talk about salsa dancing anywhere. Right now, we're on our living room slash dance studio slash office. You can see the desk, you see the mirrors in the back. That's where I practice every day. So, guys, in today's video, I have some tips for beginners. By the way, we're coming up with a program for complete beginners, no dance experience, or if you're learning how to dance salsa already, but you're still struggling to get out on the dance floor, you need help. We're coming out with this program. It's called the Beginner Salsa Crash Course. We'll teach you 6 different moves that any beginner can learn to start dancing immediately. I mean, this is like a salsa dancing hack that I came up with to teach my beginner students the fastest method to learn how to dance. If you're interested, you can check that out. I'm gonna put a link down below in this video so you can go and improve your salsa dancing really quickly. But anyway, let's go back to the tips. So here's how I used to do it back when I first started learning how to dance. And I thought about this today because I have a lot of students who ask me, like, hey, Hervin, what's the fastest way? How can I improve quicker, And so, I mean, besides the obvious, like keep coming to more classes, like attend classes more frequently, because frequency is extremely important when you're first learning to dance. I mean, just when you're learning anything, period. You need to be frequent with what you're doing. You can't expect to show up to 1 class a week and get good, because that's just not gonna happen. You're gonna have to take many years for that to happen. And then other students tell me, like, I'm forgetting the moves. Like when I go out salsa dancing, I forget everything. And that's also like a really good way to improve your dance really quickly, is to go out and practice with other people. But if you're forgetting the moves, then just this is tip would also help you with that. So, but to give you the tips, let me tell you a story of how when I started first learning to dance. So I learned at the beginning, I progressed really quickly. And that's not to say that I'm like Latin and talented and I have it in my blood and I just was born with a gift. I was a complete beginner with 2 left feet when I first started dancing. When I was very little, my grandma tried teaching me how to dance salsa. And like, I remember her playing music. She showed me a couple of moves. She's like, move your hips, shake your shoulders, like do the steps. She's like, do what, follow me. And I just couldn't get it. And I felt completely frustrated. I felt like I had 2 left feet. And I thought dancing was stupid. And so I never tried it again. Until many years later, I was at a party in high school. I saw these 2 kids who were really amazing at dancing salsa, and girls will line up to dance with them. And I'm like, that's the skill I need to learn, so that I can have girls lining up to dance with me. So I had 2 left feet. I remember going to parties, looking at everybody on the dance floor, everybody having fun, and I was just sitting there watching everybody, being too afraid. Like, I remember I used to get super nervous. Even eventually later on, when I finally learned to dance, like the first 50 parties I went to, my hands would just shake. Maybe not the first 50, but maybe the first like 10 or 15 that I went to, I remember my hands used to shake when I used to go out to these parties and I used to dance. I even had girls comment on it a couple of times, just telling me how, like, hey, you can relax, you don't have to be this nervous. Anyway, so I started taking lessons to learn how to dance. I was going to this dance school, and the school, the way they broke things down was they had a syllabus of moves that, the first level, you had to learn like 2 moves. The second level, you had to learn like 6 moves. The third level, and so on. It would progress. The syllabus would get bigger as you would get better, and they would have more moves. And so what I started to do is, like, I started showing up to a lot of classes per week. I was going like at least 3 times a week to take salsa lessons. And then And then like, but what would happen is that, you know, you take a class here and on Monday, and then you show up again on Wednesday. Like even that little time in between, there's you did not practice, and you're not progressing as fast as you could be. Now that doesn't mean you're not going to progress if you're taking lessons 3 times a week. Of course you will, but what I'm talking about here is like, how do you progress really, really quickly for men and for women, for both? So I would go through the syllabus of moves, and then I would, like, in my head, try to remember them when I was at home. I would play some music and I would try and do the exercises, the moves, the patterns by myself. But then one day I realized like the studio sold these DVDs that had all the syllabus that they were teaching broken down into video tutorials. They put it together on a DVD, and I bought all the DVDs that they had. And so after, in between classes and after classes, so I would sit and watch these DVDs. I probably watched them like 80, 100 times. I don't know. I watched these DVDs a lot. And so that's really the key. That's what I'm going to tell you guys today. Is like, if you need to improve really quickly, get yourself a training program that you could watch in your house, so that way when you're not taking lessons, you're home. And this is about immersion. So, and I'm only talking, if you're thinking to yourself, Herman, well, that's intense. Like, how much you got to be practicing? Well, think about this. Like, if you're learning a new language and you want to learn how to speak fast, fluently, like, how much do you have to practice? When I first started learning English, it wasn't until, I live in a part of Miami where like Spanish is the main language and English is the second language. I finally learned how to speak English because I had all my friends that spoke Spanish move to a different school, and then it wasn't until I was like surrounded by nothing but English that I learned how to do it. And so the same thing for salsa dancing is, you got to immerse yourself in the content, and then you have to keep practicing. It doesn't matter if you don't have a dance partner. I would watch these videos by myself, alone in my room like this, and then I would like play the DVDs and like just by myself. If the person would put their hand here, I would put their hand there, and like I would mimic it by myself. And what started to happen is that I would go back to class, and then all of a sudden, the moves the teacher was teaching, they were clicking like so much faster. I was progressing like 10 times faster than all the other students who were in class. I started to get better, like jump through the levels so much quicker than everybody else. And eventually, like when it came time for the party, I was the one that was dancing with the most amount of people. I was the one with the most amount of confidence out of all the students who were there, because I was the one that was practicing the most. I mean, not literally practicing with somebody with a dance partner, but I was at home watching these videos and rehearsing them, whether just by watching and just like trying to figure out like alone without even dancing, or just like standing up by myself and like imagining that I'm dancing with somebody. And then really, seriously, that's the way I did it, and that's the way I would progress faster. Just to tell you how far it goes, that's how I've learned the majority of the things that I know up until right now. Like, I still watch YouTube videos of the best dancers in the world, and I break down what they're doing, and I just study that, and I do it. And I don't have, like, now I have my girlfriend, and she's my dance partner, but I don't even practice with her so often. The majority is just like me, because I'm addicted to dancing, and I just watch a lot of YouTube videos. I've probably spent thousands of hours on YouTube watching these videos, studying them, analyzing them, breaking them down, and it really helps. Sometimes you even wonder like how it's amazing how it works, because like I'm just there watching, and then the next day the moves will come out on their own, and I'm like, wow, Like, that's impressive. I didn't even practice that. So watching this videos, because you're constantly being exposed to the material, things will like simmer inside your head, and the lessons will sink in, and you'll be able to get it so much quicker. So that's the advice that I have for you today. If you want to improve really fast, get yourself a training program, and then that you can watch at home, that you can put on the TV, that you can. I don't have a TV, so it's I'm like, well, you can watch on your cell phone or on your computer. So that way, you're constantly being exposed to the material, and you're learning quickly. Okay, so that's how I did it. And also, if you're looking for a training program to improve your salsa dancing really quickly, we put together, my girlfriend and I, we put together this beginner salsa crash course. This is a system that I put together. It's a method. So I thought one day, like, what's the fastest way to get somebody to learn how to dance? Like, I've been teaching for over 7 years, and at the beginning, when I first started teaching, I was a really good dancer, but not a really good instructor, and students would struggle learning, like remembering everything that I had taught them in class. They would go to a party and they couldn't apply the lessons that I was teaching them, and so they would end up getting frustrated and quit on me. And so one day I thought, like, what if I could teach them really, really fast? And so one day I sat down, I wrote a list of all the moves that I was teaching to my students, and it was a huge list. And so when I thought about it, I'm like, there's no way my students will learn this. There's no way they're gonna memorize all of this and be able to get out on the dance floor and do this thing. So I thought, what if I simplify this method into something like, what if I take what's common about all these moves, I simplify them down to just like 6 moves that I could teach somebody. And if you're thinking 6 moves is a lot, like, I know hundreds of moves. So 6 moves is definitely something you could get within a couple of hours. And once you learn those 6 moves, you'll be able to dance with anyone. This is both for men and for women, because 80% of the dance is danced with just a couple of moves. And then all the rest of the fancier stuff, yeah, that takes a long time to build up, but you don't need all the fancy stuff at the beginning, especially if you just want to learn a couple of moves so you have confidence enough to be able to get out and enjoy yourself. This is the program for you. We'll teach you the 6 different moves that you need to learn so that you could get out on the dance floor and start dancing with anyone. Okay, so if you're interested in that program, again, I'll put the link down below. Just go and check that out. It'll really, really help you out, okay? So thank you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Hopefully that tip helps you out. Watch a lot of videos. Practice by yourself, whether or not you have a dance partner. And if you know anybody who could benefit from listening to this video, from watching, send them over this way. Help us out. Help this channel grow. Leave this video a thumbs up. And see you guys. Subscribe here for more free salsa content. And see you guys next time. Thank you so much for listening. Looking forward to turning you into a salsa ninja.